For USCFootball.com, I'm Keely Eure here with Dan Weber. Instant analysis of Fall Camp Practice 10. We're almost halfway through. Today, no pads, a tad lighter, Helton said, but tomorrow will be even lighter and just a nice walkthrough before Saturday's scrimmage.
All right, this is the long week. This is the sixth, Monday through Saturday. This could be kind of a difficult week. I know they thought they were making things easier by getting rid of the two-a-days, but again, they extend fall camp, if you want to call it fall camp, by a week. So you have the 6-day weeks even with the day off. So so I think that they're managing it pretty well. I think this week by backing off today. They just had the shells on, no pads, and then helmets, and then tomorrow. I mean, I don't even know how light they're going to go, but it's going to be lighter tomorrow than it was today. It was pretty competitive today. I think tomorrow is going to be the walkthrough Friday pace, and then Saturday they're going to go at it pretty good. Saturday ought to be pretty interesting. Just coming in and getting out of here because the Rams are playing the Cowboys at 6, and we're going at 2:50 practices are now at 3. So they said take that first 10 minutes off. So we'll be getting out of here about when the Rams and the Cowboys are kicking off. So that's always an exciting moment, because you get a lot of people with that first Rams game who've never been to the Coliseum before. And they're, where do you park? Where do we go? Wait a minute, the parking lots are all filled. What do we do now? So it's kind of an adventure. It'll be an adventure Saturday. Hopefully the scrimmage works out really well.
We're starting to see the O-line take a little bit more shape. You got to talk to Toa today, and he kind of gave you more insight into how him and Nico are switching at center and tackle.
Well, it is the topic, and I may lead with the I got in here the media didn't get in until 3 o'clock. The only person that got in before us was President Nikias, and he was somewhere. I didn't see him. I was kind of looking and watching them, and all of a sudden here he comes, and he's got a question. What do you think about the offensive line? And so President Nikias is wondering, how's that offensive line going to go? So we did have a chance to talk to Toa. Especially, you just never see the kind of switching off back and forth at center that you're seeing. And whether they could have done it last year or the year before, you kind of doubt it. Toa has always played a couple of positions, but the way they're doing it, 3 plays, 2 plays, 2 plays, that's pretty unheard of. And as Vianney was saying the other day, he said, I just look over and he said, I don't even worry about who's on one, Toa will be on one side and Nico will be on the other side, or vice versa. And he said, I've been playing with those guys, for 4 years now, so it works fine, but you probably couldn't do this with anybody else. I think you need guys that, feel like they really know what they're doing, they're very comfortable with one another. Toa gave us the hint that maybe they're getting close to making a decision as to who's going to go there first and who's going to go, somewhere else. So you're really talking about one of them's going to be at center and one of them's going to be a tackle. But how that, how and when that happens, we don't know. They don't know, and it probably is a little difficult. And they're asking them a lot, and I can see why, because you want to be sure that you have a veteran leader at center. And if one of those guys gets hurt, you want that other guy ready to go, and this is the only way to do it. But it's really a challenge for them to be able to step in there and make it happen, and they seem to be doing that.
We also got to talk to Sam Darnold today, also the cover boy of Sports Illustrated, and he said he hasn't picked up a copy yet, but he keeps getting pictures of the cover. People keep sending it to him. And
his mom and dad have one, he said. And so he said maybe, he said he just kind of don't have enough time to do stuff like that. But that is amazing because he said, it's a dream come true. Been reading it, and you realize how young these guys are when he said, I've been reading Sports Illustrated for kids. And he realizes, okay, I used to read it, but you do realize, gosh, that's kind of a neat thing, and they made a a cool deal about the whole surfer boy from South Orange County and Mr. Cool and Mr. SC and that kind of thing, and it's it's just fun to watch him kind of experience all this stuff, because he just seems to enjoy it the way you would like somebody to enjoy it, and yet it really is a big deal too. I mean, it's like both things. It's kind of, just sort of, taking it like a regular college student and reacting like a regular college student, and yet he knows it's really a big deal. So it's kind of interesting to watch Sam, handle all of this. He's probably, I think you could make a case that from last year to this year, he could be, in this country, he could have been interviewed as much as any athlete, maybe LeBron James or, Stephen Curry, somebody like, I don't know anybody else, that's been, interviewed any more than Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm. We also got to talk to Tyler Vaughn. We talked about him yesterday in Instant, but he said that in spring, having that spring break off, a light kind of clicked on for him. He talked to his family and he said that was when he really buckled in and dialed into what was happening on the field.
Yeah, he used the word lackadaisical, and he used the word, he said, I pay attention to my family. It sounds like his family, mom, dad, and his older brother, I don't know if it's more than one brother, told him to get his act in gear and start paying attention and start, being really serious about it. And he did. I mean, he just said, yeah, that's what I needed. They got me going, and I came back after the break and, was determined that I was going to, make every play. And I think he's also, he's gone from 175 pounds to 187 pounds. And I think that strength allows him to get off the line of scrimmage. If they get their hands on him, they're not going to stop him like they were last year. And that allows him to run the patterns. And when he runs the patterns, he's really good at running the patterns, and he absolutely catches everything. So last year, he couldn't get into the pattern a lot of times, so he couldn't show you, I'm going to catch everything if you throw it my way. Now he can get there, and he does catch everything.
Mm-hmm. There was the first extracurricular on the field as the first fight of fall camp broke out. I think the interesting thing, though, was that the players were quick to shut it down. They were very not happy about what happened.
Right, and I thought Clay was good. He said they all looked at me like, what's going to happen now? But he said, I was interested in, he didn't make a big deal out of it. He didn't, like, yesterday they got on him for whatever, we'll never know exactly for sure. But he knew they were all looking at him now, what's he going to do now? And Clay said, I looked around and, it's the 10th day, everybody's hot, everybody's, kind of frustrated a little bit, and nobody else got in the fight. The only other guys that got in there, all they did was grab and pull guys apart. And like Sam Darnold said, he was absolutely, when he was a kid, he would do that, but he said, absolutely not now. He said, if it was another team, I might get mad at them. But he said, I'm not getting in a fight. He said, I'm probably not going to ever hit anybody. And I said, well, if you do, make sure you hit them with your left hand. Do not hit them with your right hand. But I thought they handled it well. They made it go away. They made it stop. And I think Clay reacted properly, that you guys handled this as a team, the right way. And no need to make any more of it than what happened. And I thought that was a good lesson too. That was as good a lesson as the other day when they had the whole team do all the post-practice exercise.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, any update on the place kicking situation? I think we saw a little bit more today. What are your thoughts?
Wow. I think we had each of them 2 for 6. So they started from like 28 maybe all the way out to 51. McGrath did hit a 50-yarder, so it was hit or miss, and I'm literally hit or miss. And 2 for 6 for each is probably not good enough. I mean, I think they will be in a situation at this point where 4-down zone means on the 4th down you're going for it when you get here. You don't. Although the thing about it is, you say long field goals, we're not going to try. I don't think it's not so much a matter of distance. So, they had a better shot at that 50-yarder today than they did at a 30-yarder. So, what does that tell you? Tells you they got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm. I know Clay said that there's 3 more weeks to figure it out, but at this point, do you start strategizing differently if you're the team?
I think possibly, yes. I think possibly you start thinking about what's our 4-down package when we get red zone, and you don't think maybe they do situational stuff like the end of the half, and and Clay's counting them down, and a lot of times your game plan is get close enough and get the field goal before halftime, which they did a lot. This year it might be touchdown before the half, or we're just going to keep throwing it, and we're not going to try to set ourselves up for a field goal at this point. Yeah. Maybe that changes. I mean, I think both of them have the kind of legs where you could expect to get a long field goal, but it's got to be accurate. It's got to be, and we haven't seen that. As Clay said yesterday, we got balls going everywhere, and that's what they were doing today.
Yep. All right, we'll see. That wraps it up for day 10 of fall camp. For Dan Weber, I'm Keely Eure. For more, check out USCfootball.com.